We need to
I
have
like
some
this idea.
pretty good
Guys,
insurance.
Christmas episode.
No, I have a better idea.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to drink this.
I know you do. But what if we intro with all of us singing different Christmas songs?
Oh, God, like at the same time?
I don't want to do that.
No?
No.
What if this is just the intro then?
I mean, that's fine. Can we just cling the
Yeah.
clankies and let's start the
All right.
Christmas episode.
Christmas.
Welcome
Have a
to-
holly jolly Christmas.
Rudolph the
It's the
red-nosed
best time of
reindeer
the year.
had a very shiny
Something
nose.
Christmas.
And if you
Winter
ever saw
Wonderland.
it-
I just realized I don't know any Christmas songs.
Here's to Christmas. We all have our eggnog.
Yeah, this is Zach's first time. Go
It
ahead.
is. So he's got it. Well, let's all go.
Real
Let's
quick.
all drink.
Well, real quick before this, well, other than the fact that it's a Christmas episode,
Christmas,
guys, we made it a year. Made it a whole year, and how many listens are we up to?
We actually just passed 2,000 listens total.
Yeah.
So
Of
that's
all
another
of
thing
our
to toast
shows,
to.
right?
The
That's
whole
all.
thing.
The whole thing. All right. Yeah.
All
so
right.
Here's to
those-
2,000 listens.
Woo.
Heyo. Well, no, I'm scared to drink it.
All right. Oh,
So good. Oh, you can see it in the eyes. You can see it.
he's thinking about it.
Huh?
What do you think?
No,
No?
it's not your thing.
Hold on.
It tastes like medicine, like
No, it
bubblegum
doesn't.
medicine.
How does what?
It is exactly the taste that I got.
It is not.
Robin just texted me. It's like it feels like we have an office space and like there's like the recording station off to like the actual recording room because it feels like the agent just texted me to tell me that her Christmas spirit is offended by that rendition of Holly Jolly Christmas.
No, that's not true.
She just what do you mean it's not true? It's right there. I have it in writing. It's
not
I
a
have
go.
the receipts.
All right. Have a holly jolly holiday. It is the best time of the year.
You get your war on Christmas garbage out of here.
It's a non-denominational festival where we all spread gifts and cheer.
Oh, that's great.
I just realized I don't know any other Christmas songs.
I like my version.
Yeah, your version's okay.
Okay.
I'm sure yours is politically safe.
It
right?
is.
Well,
I'm
it-
sorry, you can't. That's right. There's no video, so you can't see me roll my eyes.
I was going to say, is it politically safe when the other side will also come after you for being politically correct?
If everyone's attacking you, are you even being attacked?
He's got a
Oh,
point.
that's true. If both sides attacking you,
So I watched a movie that I bet Ryan has probably seen, but I bet Zach hasn't.
What would that be?
Yesterday, we watched Office Christmas Party
You
with
would be
T.J.
correct.
Miller, Jason Bateman, Olivia Munn,
yeah, okay.
Kate McKinnon. Fun movie.
It's been a long
It
time.
was a fun movie. It's a little old, not that old, to the 2015 or something like that. It was a fun
It's
movie.
weird that feels so long ago to me.
Now you've met my mom, right? Very stand-up woman, very very kind, and doesn't like swearing or anything like that. She picked this movie because it had Jason Bateman in it.
Oh, that's
Is
weird.
Jason Bigman? I need a face.
Arrested Development. Main character of Arrested Development.
I
Main
need
character of
another face.
Ozark. Just Google him.
What's the,
Oh, I can do that.
what's this Stephen King show? Oh, you wouldn't have seen this because it's on.
If he hasn't
HBO.
seen Arrested Development, he's probably not going to have seen anything else we list.
So what's his name? Justin
Jason
Bateman?
Bateman.
Jason Bateman.
Bateman. Ryan has a whole itinerary for us today. He's the
Oh, I know who he is.
he's the festival man. He's the Christmas he's the holiday boy.
yeah, okay.
He's the
Yeah,
holiday.
'cause Christmas-
He's the
Christmas is
he's
definitely-
the holiday boy.
He is the holiday boy. His house is more Christmas decorated than mine.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
My Christmas decorations consist of one snow that my girlfriend put out on the counter. Or I'm sorry, one
One
snowman.
snow.
One snow. I have one
piece of
snow.
snow.
One snow. How many who's live on it?
6.7 billion.
Wow,
It's,
okay.
they're probably going to get to
That's like
about
the
9
New York
billion,
City.
and then once they get to about 9 billion, they're going to start to die off.
So that's like the New York City of the Who world, right?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Too bad.
Who
Hopefully,
York
in the
City?
house.
hopefully who York.
Well, the sad part is that since they're in the house, their snowflake is warming and will soon drown all of them.
Okay.
Trying to think of a Saturday Night Live like pun with Who in it. I couldn't think of anything good because Whoaturday Night Live is not good.
Really.
Saturday Night Who?
Saturday Night Who. That's
I
a
think
good
that's
one.
what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday Night.
See?
That sucks.
Saturday Night Who. That's what you got to do. Rhyming.
Ooh, rhyming.
We should have done this whole episode in rhyme.
Oh,
You think we
my.
could have released it in time?
Yeah, probably. Because, well, it wouldn't have been very good. Because it would be a full hour of you would get to me to give my reply. And I'm sitting here thinking of words that rhyme with orange. Because that's what you would leave me with. But yeah,
No, I think you rhyme with yourself.
oh, we have to rhyme with ourselves?
Yeah.
Like the elf on the shelf.
There you go. Zach's getting it. I was sitting there trying to think of how to fit Elf on the Shelf onto that.
There you go.
I like the fact that it's funny because like that's the first time I think in a triangle thought process we were all thinking of Elf on the Shelf because I was just thinking of Elf on the Shelf too.
Why is that the only thing we could think to rhyme with yourself?
Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Well, in this
It's true.
2020 landscape. Oh, this will be coming out on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it will. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
What's coming on Christmas Eve?
This episode. This is Christmas.
Oh.
it's
Yeah, tomorrow's Christmas Eve.
right
Tomorrow's
now.
Christmas. Today is Christmas Eve. Happy
On the date of recording.
Happy Christmas Eve, everyone. Or
Eve.
Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas Eve.
Merry
Well,
Christmas Eve. Merry Holiday Eve. Because of all the holidays that take place on December 25th.
Yeah, don't worry.
can't tell which
there's no
cat that
specific
is.
reason why we're celebrating this holiday. It'd have nothing to do with the savior of the
All right,
of the
so
world.
there's Christmas, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Hanukkah takes place around this time of year. Kwanzaa does. Ramadan does, which Ramadan's a little bit later, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What do Satanists do? Do they have a holiday?
The winter
They
solstice.
lament.
Is that it?
Winter solstice.
Which I think a lot of... like,
winter
especially-
solstice is earlier in December though.
I thought it wasn't that much earlier. I thought it was only a couple days ago.
Well, I guess
I
it really.
don't think so.
I guess it
Or is it
depends on
today?
what.
I thought the 23rd was the winter solstice.
Let's find out.
I guess it depends on what denomination of Satanism you're talking about.
Yes.
Because there's a general Satanism, which is effectively all the same principles, but they think that religion is garbage. And
Yeah.
then there's the actual Satanism where they think that the devil's
That's
right.
Monday was the 21st.
Okay.
But
I knew it was an
No.
odd number,
Well,
20th day in December.
I thought it was early. I was thinking it was in October.
Yeah, winter solstice is the shortest day of the year.
Yep. And that was a couple days ago, if I'm correct. I think it was
Monday
21st.
is what you just
Yeah.
said.
Old
Which I
Monday.
think is what a lot of pagan religions celebrate. Their winter holiday is winter solstice.
Yeah, they go out into the snow, dance around a tree, give bread and wine to.
Festivus. How do we forget
moon.
Festivus?
What's Festivus?
Have a Merry Festivus.
Festivus. It's where it's the non-denominational winter holiday where you all gather around the Festivus pole and share and air your grievances.
Where were you in the last 2 weeks?
2?
2 weeks. Yeah, we didn't see you the last episode.
Yeah.
You're being just very. You're being more like. Is it because you're a streamer now? Now you're
What do
not
you
trying
mean?
to offend any audience members.
no.
You're just being more careful with your words.
No, I'm
Is
not.
it the fact that you could go to jail now for being a streamer?
Am I being more careful with my words?
Buddy, you have tried to keep, like you tried to bastardize the word Christmas twice so far in a Christmas
How is that
episode.
not on brand for me?
It's
It's
exactly
not very
on brand.
for you.
It's very on brand.
It's not very brand for you.
For the podcast, it is.
Do you not see the joke I'm going for here?
I see the joke. It's just it's weird. You don't normally make this joke
What joke is that?
because you're the one that always gets mad when me and Zach try to be political. And
But
then
you're not, so I'm taking that role today.
But why?
Because neither of you guys were jumping on that whole like non-denominational holiday don't offend anyone thing. So I decided it was my
That's
time.
because you don't allow us to do that,
Yes, I do.
Mr. Dictator of the Pop.
I wanted to discuss this with you.
So, guys, I have a real good
Are we
question.
having a pop culture unboxing meeting over
We're
a
having
podcast?
no, we're airing our grievances. This is the Festivus.
This is the Festivus
That's
tree.
the Festivus poll there.
That's my laundry pole.
Yes, it's the Festivus poll now, and we need to air our grievances around
For
it.
those of you that can't see what's going on our audio podcast, we are pointing at the laundry bowl.
The laundry pole. The laundry
All right,
hang out air dry.
So yeah, I,
I
do
can't
have
think
a
of a good-
question. What is your guys' top 3 favorite Christmas movies?
Oh, he's keeping us on the
yeah,
show.
he is. That's why we have him around. That's why it went so badly whenever he wasn't here. It's because Ryan and I would have gone down this road for
Well,
tens of
look,
minutes.
to answer that question, since I'm not a Christmas guy, like,
No, but you're
at
the
all.
holiday boy. You're the holiday.
Shut up.
You're the holiday boy.
Give me-
He's such a cute holiday boy.
what are your
Aw.
3? What are your 3 movies? All right, give me your top 3 movies. What were your 3 Christmas movies you
Wait,
picked?
should we do top? Like go around. Like here's my top one. Here's Zach's. Here's
Oh
Ryan's.
my God, I don't care, Matt. Just do
Yeah,
something.
that would be great.
Say a movie.
He asked first. You do it. You're the holiday boy.
That would be great.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Elf.
Oh, you. Why?
I was giving you a chance
Why?
I
Why
was
would you
giving
take
you a
Elf away
chance.
from me? Chance for what?
for you to have that movie.
Oh, I see.
Oh, is it
I see.
also your
Just
favorite
tell
movie?
why is Elf on your list?
Because it's such a classic. It's like one of Jon Favreau's first big movies.
This episode's going poorly. As I should have
Will
expected.
Ferrell was in just rare form in that movie. The jokes just are so good. All the references, all the lines you can shout out. Like anytime someone brings up Santa, you can be like, I know him.
Robin showed me. There's a like thing on Netflix where it's like the films that made me, and they did like a holiday version of
did
it.
they?
And they did one about Elf, and then she told me about it. And I guess like the budget for that movie, because that movie, no one wanted it to be made. Like
really?
none of like the like higher up executives wanted that movie to be made. So a lot of the stuff that you see is just like he went to New York and they just filmed him doing stuff. Like the gum, like the one point he's like eating gum off the thing.
That's
like we don't
so
know
gross.
if that's
Wait,
real.
have you seen it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So I guess like that portion there, like they don't know the. I think what she told me is that in one of the interviews, the guy said we don't know if he ate real gum or not. Off that thing,
That makes it so much worse. Like in my mind, with seeing that scene, I'm like, okay, when they filmed it, they had like a perfectly clean pole and they stuck gum to it. And then they pulled it. Like that makes it so much worse.
Oh.
Well, I think everyone knows the other thing is the store he goes to, Gimbals. You know what it was originally going to be, right? Zach?
I don't.
I have no idea.
It was originally they were in talks with Macy's to do it, and he would actually be going to Macy's for it.
Oh, really?
But then when Macy's found out in the script he rips off the fake Santa's beard and stuff like that, Macy's was like, no, we want kids to think that our Santa is the real Santa.
We don't like violence against Santas in our stores.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'll be good because I was going to bring up the bad Santa, but okay, good.
There's something else. I guess I'm blanking out on it, but there was something else that was like fascinating about. I guess the fact that movie would not have worked if Will Ferrell was as big as he was now back when that movie was filmed, because that's he went right to New York City, just started talking to people randomly on the street.
I love when he runs up behind the jogger and he's like, Santa. Oh,
Yeah, so it's like I don't. Yeah, I have to talk to her more about
constantly. This year, the quote has been people just walking around at the top of the house and saying 6-inch ribbon curls, and then someone else replying, "That's impossible," and then someone else coming back with the 6 inches. Remember that part?
No.
When right after him and Zooey Deschanel do their duet in the shower.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then when the next time they talk, she's doing ribbon curls with a pair of scissors, and the manager walks up, and that's what he says to her after their conversation ends. It's like 6-inch ribbon curls.
I didn't recognize that was her until I heard her sing.
Yeah.
Like,
What has she done since then?
I don't know.
She hasn't been in a
I mean,
lot
she-
lately.
No, she hasn't. I think she does a lot more
I've watched
TV.
a couple episodes of that show. She does New Girl.
Yeah.
Or that she was. I guess that's no longer on. But
I think my girlfriend liked that series, but I never.
Rafa
Yeah.
keeps telling me like that's like a show for me, and every time I watch an episode, I'm like, yeah, this is a show for me. But I've never sat down to watch it. Like I've never dedicated the time.
This isn't Christmas, but you've both seen The Boys, right?
I have not. Remember, I'm just the guy that's here to give my
You're
opinion
right.
on what you guys tell me.
My sisters were watching Gossip Girl, and guess who I saw in that?
Homelander.
The Deep.
Oh really?
He's one of the pretty boys in that show.
I believe that.
Like I reckon, I'm like, you know who else was in the episode they were watching? Sebastian Stan.
Really?
Yes. Like apparently this was a who's who of like these young actors.
I'm so sad about this. Sebastian Stan. That name makes me sad.
I know
right now.
why it makes you sad, but we probably shouldn't get into it.
Why?
Actually, we can a little bit. I had that episode spoiled for me before I saw it.
You didn't. What? Okay. Were we? Yeah, it was the other show. Me and you were recording with Dally when we were in the interview. I said to them, I was like, I'm so angry that it's been a week and you still haven't watched the episode, so we can't talk about it. And then and as soon as like we were sitting there talking, you went live. I got a notification. You went live on Twitch. I was like, you could be watching it right now, but you're playing Minecraft.
Wait, me or him?
You.
Oh,
We were
why
sit-
were you guys talking about me?
What were we talking about?
It was literally just that subject. He was like, I wanted to talk about the Mandalorian.
That's right, yeah,
but I couldn't because you
Zach
hadn't
doesn't
seen it
watch
yet.
it, and you haven't watched it yet. And Dally's like, I haven't either. And I'm like, why is no one watching this show?
But I did find that extremely funny because he was like, maybe I should comment and tell him to go watch the Mandalorian
That's what I was
episode
gonna do.
now.
I had your stream up for a couple seconds. I was
Yeah.
gonna put a comment and like, watch the Mandalorian now. And then just leave.
It was a good episode though. I liked it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I had it spoiled for me. Like I didn't watch it until like 2 days after it came out. My phone likes to give me headlines like in the notifications.
Yeah.
And I read one of them and it spoiled what happens at the end. I was so upset.
I
I watch memes and I enjoy them.
we woke up
fair.
at like 4 o'clock in the morning to watch it. So
Did you
that I
really?
would because Reddit keeps spoiling stuff for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is gonna be the first. I'm not getting this one spoiled. Sure enough, I didn't, and
You're so
I saw,
lucky.
dude, I saw that X-wing come in and I cried. I was
You-
really.
Everyone
tearing up.
has everyone. I was so upset reading the thread afterward. Everyone has these reactions to it. I'm like, I wanted to have that reaction too.
When
Like,
the X-wing pulled up at first, I honestly thought I was like, oh, because they make the joke like one X-wing, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, then the rest of the New Republic's going to come because that one X-wing pilot keeps
Yeah.
coming in the show. I was like, okay, so they're going to bring them in, and then nothing happened. I'm like, wait, no. And then
No.
they show the hallway scene where he's in his like cloak. I'm like, oh no, no. Because I was sitting back in my like pillow, and as soon as I figured out who it was, I like leaned up. I was like, no, it can't be. It can't be. And oh boy, did I tear up. I was like,
Oh,
it's
man.
him. It's Lukey.
Yeah, this
well,
is
spoilers.
It's Farmy boy.
this is
The
himself.
effects were not good. They weren't great. The deep fake of him.
I don't know why they didn't just do Sebastian Stan. Like everyone,
Well, that's what people are
Thought they
saying.
were
That's
going to.
probably means we're not getting a Luke Skywalker series, or else
We're
they
not
would have
getting-
cast someone for him.
well, so I think what if rumors to be believed, what's most likely going to happen is we're just going to see Luke show up in randomly throughout the
Maybe.
series. Like the Ahsoka series is probably going to show him, and they're probably going to put Sebastian Stan as Luke
Hopefully,
because that's what the fans want.
yeah.
And the only reason that they didn't this time is at the time of filming The Mandalorian, they were filming. Sebastian Stan was filming the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show.
But like, couldn't they have gotten him on that over to that set for like 10 minutes?
No, because by the time the last 3 episodes of The Mandalorian were filming, they were already starting to quarantine.
Oh,
And
that sucks.
And like they were at cause Falcon and the Winter Soldier was being filmed off site where most of The Mandalorian gets filmed in that like
yeah.
small set that they built.
I can't
That
believe
sucks.
all of this is happening in Space Christmas.
Life
Yeah.
Day. Life
Life
Day.
Day.
We forgot to talk about Life
We
Day.
did.
Life Day's canon, so it
Yeah,
counts.
it is. It is very canon. I watched that too. The Star Wars Holiday Special.
Which one? The Lego one or
The Lego one.
the Lego one?
I still can't bring myself to watch the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I've watched it so many times.
Oh God.
I don't know. Like now I'm numb to it. Now I actually find enjoy
You're like,
it.
yeah, Lumpy, let's go.
Yeah, like what he's walking when they filmed that random scene of him walking on like the
And-
banister about to fall off and kill himself.
And Chewbacca's dad straight up watching porn.
Yeah, like now it's just the movie's funny. For me.
I have no context at all to what is
Oh,
going
Jefferson
on.
Starship shows up for a cameo
Yep.
to do one song, and they don't do any of like the well-known songs that
Yeah.
they're known for.
It was bad. Don't watch it, Zach. Zach, what was your favorite Christmas movie?
Yeah,
So far we've gotten through one of mine,
And then
none
ranted
of your
about
twos.
the
so start at the
Mandalorian.
top. What's your third ranking Christmas movie?
Wait, hold on. You said start at the top and then said what's your third ranking?
Yeah,
Which one?
Like 3, 2, 1. This is the top. The 3 is the top. Oh my god, what's a Christmas movie you like?
Of your three, which is like your favorite, second favorite, third favorite. What's your third favorite?
Okay, that was a little confused. When you say start from the top, I assume my
Right,
favorite.
that was absolutely. You can't put your head down like that. Like you confused him. That was your fault.
Listen, I had an interview and they were like, "Explain to me how you're creative," and I had to ask the lady, "Define creative."
Oh
God.
Well, it was one of those things. It was so broad. I was like, I need a little bit more
Yeah.
constraint here. But but no, my third favorite, How the Dog Saved Christmas.
Never even heard of it.
Yep, never heard of it.
Hold on, you guys are both gonna want to go watch it after this. It's got
I already want to watch it.
it's got a talking lab
So Airbud.
that used to be
He's a golden retriever.
that used to be a police dog,
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
and it's got Dean Cain
Okay.
and Joey Diaz in it
Oh wow.
as the robbers that try to steal Christmas,
So it's like a Home Alone but with dogs.
but with a dog.
Okay. I'm into it.
I
It
already
is-
want to see it more than
When
I
did
want.
it
It
come
is
out?
one of those cheesy. Oh, geez, I think 2011.
Oh,
It is
How
one of-
big was Joey Diaz at the time? Was he fat?
Oh, he still looks like Joey Diaz.
Well, Joey Diaz has lost a little bit of weight now.
Oh, well then yeah, he's bigger.
Okay, then yeah.
But yeah, it was they got bloopers at the end too. It's priceless. But it is such a cheesy like Hallmark type movie.
I can't-
But it's just one of those things like when you're watching it, you're like, I can't stop laughing because you can tell Joey Diaz absolutely had a blast.
he was probably
making
stoned the
this.
whole time.
Yeah.
That's
It
most
was like
likely.
everyone else is like trying to be like, yeah, we're a Christmas family, and Joey Diaz is like, yeah, I'm a robber. What about it? He's like the whole time.
Is
It's
he,
so
just,
great.
is he trying to channel Joe Pesci and Home Alone?
Well, so there's
Would have
this
been a way better Joe Pesci.
there's this part where they actually get the dog, like, you know, it's like the climax where they like capture the dog and put it away, and he goes, hey, that's that dog that broke up that drug ring.
It's weird. I can
then
already
he-
hear the voice like, "Oh, there's that dog. He broke up the drug ring. Go, Joey. Go get him, Joey."
It's like this really sweet, like, you know, like nothing bad's gonna happen, like the dog's doing things that dogs can't do kind of thing, and then he picks up a golf club and like brings it up to smack the dog, and the guy's like, what are you doing? He goes, I'm gonna get him.
Yep, right here. I'm gonna get him.
And then
I'm
like
gonna get him, Joey. Don't you? I'm gonna get him.
you could tell that it was just a moment that he was like, you know what, this would make a great scene, and he just grabbed a golf club from behind him, and they were like, no, don't do that, and they left it in the movie.
Oh my
Probably
god!
was
said
so
to us like,
funny.
"Wait, don't actually hit the dog, Joey. Don't hit the actual.
You know the
dog.
dog's an
so
actor,
good.
right?
It was,
You're not actually robbing them. Don't go back to the day. Don't go
it was
back.
so good.
You're a stand-up
Yeah,
comedian.
we need to
But
watch
yeah, it's
this.
got it's got like every typical Hallmark like setup. Like
Okay.
there's some big climax where you don't expect anything good to happen, but then good happens. There's the grouchy old neighbor that everyone thinks is terrible, but on the inside they care because the outside they don't decorate, but on the inside they do. So it's on the inside that what matters. It's so bad, but that's what makes it good.
Stop trying to unsell this movie.
It's so good. It's like it's just one of those things like when you're done with it, you're just losing.
I need to convince the family to watch it.
Yeah, Joey Diaz is the best part of the movie.
Once we get through with our Christmas movies, I have a handful of honorable mentions and stuff I want to throw in. But Ryan,
Yes,
your
sir.
third favorite.
Well, so this one was kind of difficult for me to do this, but because I couldn't really pick Christmas movies I like, because obviously I've not seen a lot of Christmas movies. This year was the first time I've actually watched Elf the whole way
I
through.
tried to get you last year.
Yeah. So the one I get, probably the Home Alone 2, and
Okay.
the one that's in here's in New York. I like that movie just because the plot of it is just so badly written and so dumb, and everything is just such a coincidence the whole way up.
Yeah.
Like for the fact that they lose him. How they got him lost in New York still would never have happened.
Yeah.
It was all how he gets to New York without anyone checking his passes at nothing.
This was pre 9/11. Just remember that.
I understand it, but still, it's just the idea that everything that got him to New York is already just like so unbelievable. But then he happens to be walking down a street and a truck passes by and that truck opens up and there's the two robbers from the first one.
Yeah.
What now? In New York City, there are billions of people in New York. How in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And then they somehow even find each other. Just
Yeah.
because they one thing is like, oh, the best Christmas out of all the places in New York, you're telling me this kid's toy store is the best place to rob on Christmas. Okay, sure.
Tim Curry tried his hardest though.
That and it had Tim Curry in probably one of his, I think his worst looking performance. Like
Really?
that was the Clue movie was the second one I ever seen him where I saw him. Well, like my experience with him was I saw him as in Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yep.
then to It, and then these Home Alone and
Well,
Clue.
but Home
So,
Alone
like,
and Clue was right around the time where he was trying to remove himself from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry.
I understand it, but I'm saying like the difference in look is just a lot to take in. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I can't believe
That was on
that's the
purpose.
same guy.
Yeah.
But he was probably like my standout performance in that whole film.
He tried so
that
hard.
and the pigeon lady. There's just something about that
pigeon
pigeon
lady.
lady. Just like
Yeah.
I was like, I feel for that lady so much.
I need to watch those again. I haven't seen those in forever.
We just watched it recently.
Do you know Home Alone, the first one, is the longest theatrical run of any movie ever?
Oh yeah, didn't they just keep?
It went from December to July.
Oh,
the following
theatrical.
year in theaters.
Yep.
Well, kind of. It's the long. It holds that in some way. Rocky Horror Picture Show is the longest continuous showing because it's been shown in a theater every weekend for the past 40 years.
Yeah.
So
Why?
dude, there's generations of cult phenomenon that we'd have to get into to explain that one. Just accept the answer that it's a huge, it's the cult film.
I was gonna say, do people actually go see it, or is
Yes.
it just
Me and
playing?
Ryan
And
did.
Rocky Horror Picture Show? Oh man. If you've
yeah.
never been to a live showing of Rocky Horror Picture Show, you
It's a
need to
treat.
go. You need to go.
I was gonna say, I've seen the front cover and decided, you know what, I will judge the book by the cover this time.
So the problem is it's actually a pretty it's a good film, but the problem with you and other Zach going is the fact that when you guys went, that was not the performance you should have went to. Like
No.
there's better ones. That one I think was being more safe because they don't my first experience with one was one that they actually assault you pretty much as close as they can to assault you to get you involved in the performance. So they pull you up in front of everybody and they make you sing and they do all these crazy things. That one, all they did was they wrote something on your head, on your forehead.
They put a V, I think.
Yeah, for virgin on your forehead.
Yeah.
And then they just let them sit there. I'm sitting there
I think the problem they had was there were so many people there that hadn't gone before.
yeah,
You remember when they pulled us all up on stage?
Yeah.
It was half the theater was up there.
But that's the thing. It's when he said to me about going to see a live performance of it, I was like, I have to go. As the fact that I've seen how this goes, I got to see it for the outside. And it was they go up on stage and their whole walk on stage. I'm like, here we go. I almost told them I was a virgin just to be a part of the experience with them. But I'm just sitting there. I was like, this is gonna get so exciting. I had my popcorn ready to throw at them. I was ready. And then they're just like, these are our virgins. And then they all went back to their seats. And where's the popcorn throwing? Where do I punch somebody?
we need to go to another one.
So-
We need to bring.
So is it just like a
Yeah.
public shaming?
Yeah.
The original, yeah, it's not public shaming because you're part of the group and everyone loves you, but it's basically you ever go
It's
if
not
you
public
have older
shaming. It's just
sibling-
public shaming.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you go to a party with your older siblings and you go hang out at the party, but you're a 12-year-old kid, you're only there to be made fun of and pee yourself. That's the only purpose of you to go to the party is so that all of you can make your older brother look cooler and pee yourself, make it look
Yeah.
not personal experience or anything like that. But that's what it is. All of us, the people who've seen it, we get to bring people onto an experience because truth is once you go and you get the crazy experience, you never forget it. And then you just
Yeah.
want to go back because it's fun when you're your second or third year because now you know what to do. You know the songs, you know what I love that.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had.
That is
when it comes to
interesting.
seeing a theater.
I like how we got from Home Alone 2 to this.
Yeah.
So Matt,
Who are we on that?
what's your
You.
number 2?
Yeah, what's your number
My
two?
number 2, It's a Wonderful Life.
Never
Great.
seen it.
I know you haven't. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Great
ever seen it.
movie. Jimmy Stewart, one of his first roles after World War II. Just a great movie. It's one of those ones that's tangentially related to Christmas. It just is Christmas at the climax of the movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's tradition in our family that's what we watch every Christmas Eve. We watch that movie.
the
And so it's
Christmas
got a very
tradition
special
ones.
place in my heart for Christmas. And so
Do you want oh sorry, do you want some of this?
you can dump it on in there.
Okay.
I'm getting
They're
a refill of my
splitting-
nog.
Yeah, they're splitting my eggnog because I was not gonna finish it.
Here. I'm gonna go grab the other bit. There's only a little bit left,
Okay.
so I'm just gonna grab it.
We'll kill it. But yeah, It's a Wonderful Life. I mean,
Sounds
yeah,
good.
Great movie. Have you ever seen it?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's just kind of the whole the lesson it teaches you is that one man can because it opens with George Bailey, Jimmy Stewart's character, wanting to go explore the world and stuff like that, but there's just setback after setback for him as
Yeah.
he stays in his little town and helps the people there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then the crisis he has of he never got to explore the world and stuff like that.
And you try to
And,
kill
like,
himself?
Yeah. And then an angel
sad.
shows him what life would be like if he.
It's
had
a
never-
weird
What
experience.
life would be like if
Leave.
he had never been born.
That's a weird Christmas movie.
It is. It's so good though. It's one of the few movies where I cry every time I watch it.
Well, it's actually probably one of those things where a lot of people don't realize how important staying local is, because I feel like if they're not doing something big, then they're not doing anything good at all.
Yeah.
And it is just absolutely amazing how much you can do in a small community and how much that affects everyone else, so that everyone else then can do the same moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, you don't realize how important that local connection is rather than
Yep.
the big ones.
So yeah, that's my second. Zach?
That's pretty good. My second one, I had to figure out which one I wanted to pick. It was either
No. Don't say the first one.
no, it's not gonna be the first one.
Okay.
Because I had to put How the Dog Saved Christmas in there. So I either had to pick the what was it? The Night We Saved Christmas or the Santa Claus. I decided
Okay.
to stay with the Santa Claus because the Santa
Okay.
Claus is I don't care what you say. Tim Allen is great.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie.
That's a classic.
But it was kind of hard to pick between the two because the other one's kind of neat. There's this guy that he does drilling for oil and he's up in the Arctic and like his
Okay.
Santa comes to his family and it's like, hey, by the way, the oil's over here, not over here. But if you keep going over here, you're gonna destroy the North Pole and Christmas is done. So like they have to go convince his dad to go drill at the other location rather than coming back to where there is no oil. And it's actually kind of a neat little movie where like they send like a snow roamer out to go get them and they open up the North Pole and there's like a big hidden place. So
Okay.
it's an older movie, but it was pretty good. But that
Like
was
in the Santa Claus 2.
yes. So but it was before the Santa Claus too. But yeah, it was. I had to pick between that one and the Santa Claus because if you haven't seen the Santa Claus, then
What's wrong with you?
get out.
So we're on
We're
a
just
second.
going right to okay, I guess great
Yeah.
pick, Zach. It's Ryan's turn.
Yeah, like who can argue with the Santa Claus?
Do you know what the original plan was for how he got the Santa coat?
Was he gonna shoot him?
Yeah.
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 The
He was to
original
shoot
idea
Santa
was he was
Claus.
going to take a shotgun and shoot Santa.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I'm sure in their focus groups, the children weren't too happy about that.
I'm sure they weren't. You're right. And it's just Tim Allen's just fun to watch.
Oh yeah, he is funny too.
All right, Ryan.
What do you got,
can
Ryan?
go now.
No, he took mine. So I'm trying to think of another
Have we
Christmas
both
stuff.
taken yours?
I was sitting here trying to think of Christmas movies. Now.
You know you could just have the same one as us, right?
Oh, can I?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
it's your
one
favorite.
question I do have because I just thought I guess my number one's not technically a Christmas movie, but does it have to be like celebrating Christmas, or
Not
can they be
necessarily.
celebrating Hanukkah in the film?
Sure.
Instead, okay.
Yeah, you can pick Eight Crazy
It could
Nights.
still be like a holiday film. That's exactly the film. That's my number. That's actually my number one. But we'll get back to my number one. I guess my second one. Actually, no, I do know what my second one is, and it's two.
Okay.
But they're in one like little like trilogy. They're like I think they're gonna be like a trilogy, but they're new, and I've just seen them, and they start Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
Oh,
And
the
they're
Christmas
called-
Chronicles.
Yeah.
Oh.
I still haven't watched either of them all the way through.
We've watched both of them, and I can honestly say they're so dumb and
Yeah.
cheesy, but I like everything about it. I don't know what it is. I think it's just Kirk Russell's Santa Claus is perfect.
It is funny.
I love everything.
Well, he was great in Overboard.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
in one point,
And the one scene of Bone Tomahawk I've seen.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't.
It sounds
Dope.
suggestive.
Yeah. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get. It's horrifying. I don't want to get into it. I'm already upset that I even mentioned it.
You remember Deadpool 2?
Yeah.
The heavyset kid that
Yeah.
him. He's in the second.
I know
one.
he is,
He
yeah.
plays
We saw
like
the trailer.
the bad elf. That
He's a bad
But-
elf.
I don't know. They're like in a way they're not like typical Christmas movies. The plots for both films are not what I expected for like.
They wanted to be Bad Santa and the Santa Claus at the same time.
I don't agree because there's nothing about him that makes him a bad Santa Claus. If anything, he's kind of exactly what I would have pictured Santa Claus would be. At one point in the first one, like his sleigh breaks down in the middle of Chicago, I think. And like the first thing he does, he walks into a bar and doesn't even think about the fact that like no one believes in Santa Claus. He starts walking up and proving to them that he's Santa Claus, be like, "Hey, Billy, I remember you. You wanted like a toy gun one time as a kid. Remember that? It was the greatest Christmas gift you never got." And I'm like, dude, can you imagine like what this audience is doing? He's like, this dude they don't know knows their name. And
The
he just
gag
keeps,
I like is he walks up to one dude who's like Middle Eastern or something like that and starts speaking whatever language it is to him. And the guy responds in it and then says, "I speak English, idiot."
yeah. And he's like, it's so good. He just goes up and like the one dude he tries to get him. He wants his car. He wants his car,
Yeah.
and because he can prove to him that he's Santa Claus, the guy's gonna give him his car for trading.
A baseball card.
Yeah, for an old baseball card. And when he gives him the baseball card, his girlfriend, who's I guess fighting with him, like pulls. It's like, "You're not trading your car for a card," and then she rips it in front of him. And then, like the look of sadness in the guy's face, and then Santa's just like, "Getting a lump of coal for sure," and then walks away.
Oh my god.
Oh, they
are fun.
They're really
Oh,
good. I
well,
definitely recommend.
I guess I know what movies I will be watching before I watch my traditional one this year.
they're both on Netflix. They're
Both on Netflix?
They're both Netflix.
Maybe
films.
I'll actually watch them all the way
The
through.
I'll probably
Second
just
one?
rent them rather than watch them on Netflix.
The second one. No, see, I can't even say the second one isn't as good. Like the second one's good for its own.
Is it the same kids?
Yeah. So the first one's good for its own thing, and the second one's good for its own thing. But like neither
elves
one
are
of them,
weird.
neither one of them is better than the other. I think the fact that like Kurt got his wife to play Mrs. Claus as well, it just like I don't know. It's hard to talk about it if you haven't seen them and you're gonna watch them. I don't want to spoil too much
Yeah.
for you, but they're very good. He's very good.
Did
Santa
Fat Man
Claus.
come out?
I don't know. I don't think it.
I think
just
it's thought of that
2020.
one.
I forgot
think
that
it did.
movie
I
was
thought
coming
it came out earlier this month, but I haven't heard anything about it.
Oddly enough, when I
Well,
looked
Wonder
up,
Woman just came out, and apparently that was pretty good.
Yeah? We'll have to
Fat
watch that at
Man.
some point.
let me find it.
So my number one Christmas movie.
November 13th was when it was released.
Really?
Oh wow!
What are the reviews?
It got a 5.9 on IMDb
Oof.
and a 46% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's not
But here's the
terrible.
thing, though: these kind of reviews doesn't mean it's a bad film.
No.
That it has everything it needs to be for a good film, as long as you don't be like a movie critic and take it seriously.
Yeah.
Some movies are just not meant to be taken at face value.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that is a big thing. I have noticed that with like comedies that are like supposed to be like a suspension of disbelief, that you're supposed to be like, okay, this is what would happen if.
Yeah.
Critics do tend to go in there and be like, well, that's not what I expected. Well, yeah, it's a
I-
comedy. That's the point. Like,
Yeah.
I have video like now. It's just in my experience of watching films. I've found enough that if a critic hates it, I have to look at what the genre of the film is, because that a good example is the Adam Sandler movie that came out. That
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie-
Everyone hated it, but I loved it.
It was a fun
I thought It was
movie.
funny.
It was good.
But
I
it's-
liked all the references.
yeah, I mean it's. I
Oh,
mean,
Doyle rules.
Well, it's also like the Chappelle Show.
Wow.
That special that they had on Netflix.
Yeah.
It got a 0 across like 15 critics, and then
Yeah,
you
'cause
looked at
everyone got
the
offended.
Yeah, then you looked at the audience review, and like it took it like 2 months before somebody gave it a not 100%.
well, yeah, because everyone got offended, but it's like it's a stand-up show that is done by Chappelle, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Chappelle show. Chappelle, like
Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing was, it was absolutely hilarious. He hit every group,
Yeah.
and made fun of everybody.
Yeah, he
and
did.
and like everybody had something to laugh at in that entire series. But yeah, so what's your number one?
My number one is also on Netflix, actually.
Really,
Klaus. Have you heard about it?
Klaus.
that sounds familiar. And I don't think so.
Absolutely
I don't think I've seen it.
gorgeous film. It is 2D animated in a way that makes it look 3D. It is such a vibrant movie, and it is such a good story. It follows the story of this think Happy Gilmore. No, I'm sorry. Think Billy Madison. Sitting at his house, like doing nothing, mooching off his dad. Mm-hmm. And this kid, and his dad's sick and tired of it. And his dad's like runs a postal service, and he's like, "I'm gonna send you to the worst, most remote postal place, and if you don't get it rolling and good in a couple months, you're cut off." Mm-hmm. And so he kicks his son off to this remote, desolate wasteland with a little post office, with a crappy post office, where there's these two families that are feuding in this town, and he has to go there and fix up this place. And he hates it, and he's trying to do all those lazy stuff he can about it. And then he meets Klaus, this big, huge dude with a big white beard, voiced by J.K. Simmons.
Okay.
And this guy's a recluse who lives out in a cabin, and he ends up figuring out that the guy makes toys. And so he convinces all the kids in town to write to him to get toys from him. And so it's basically a Santa origin story. And it's just such a good movie. Like, the animation is so good. Like, I can't say enough good things about this movie. I adore it. Of all the movies we talk about today, if you haven't seen this one, you absolutely have got to go watch it. It is absolutely criminal that it did not win Best Animated Picture in the Oscars this year.
I was going to say, it sounds. I did look it up while you were talking about the animation. Does look amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
I was going to say, is it kind of like a minus the post office part? Is it kind of like the there's an old claymation one for this? I can't remember the exact name of it, but like Santa is like an orphan left on the Claus doorstep.
Yeah, that's I know which one you're talking about. It's his origin story.
But I was gonna say, is it kind of like that where the kids are like, oh hey, can we do this? And then
Yeah, it's just kind of it's an origin story essentially.
yeah, that's
and
pretty
it's
cool.
such a good movie. Like, again, you have tears in your eyes at the end of it.
I'm watching the trailer. It's kind of crazy. It has like that, like the 2D animation, but it looks like an old children's book, and like some like it
I
looks
know,
like
there's just something about the animation. It's just so good. Like,
yeah, it does look
you
like,
guys need to watch that.
looks like an old children's book, like comes right off the page or something
Yeah,
like that.
there's
That's
something
fascinating. to look
It
at.
is so good.
As soon as my girlfriend gets home from work Christmas Eve, I think we're gonna end up sitting down for like 8 hours and just watching
Make
all
this
these
one of
different
them.
Christmas movies.
Make this one of them because it's so good. And anyone who's listening, if you haven't seen it, go watch Klaus. Klaus on Netflix. Because it's criminal that it did not win Best Animated Picture in the Oscars. I forget who it lost to. It lost to Disney or something like that.
Oh, well, I was gonna say it's not criminal considering what the Oscars already do.
Yeah.
So
Zach,
me,
your top Christmas movie,
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
the claymation one.
Yes,
Good choice.
that is every year. That kind of like where your number 2 was. It's a tradition every Christmas Eve we watch Rudolph, and it has been like that since I
Frosty?
since I can remember. Not Frosty.
No?
I used to watch Frosty with my grandparents before Christmas Eve, but it was always Christmas Eve going into Christmas. We would watch Rudolph.
Okay.
So
That's
that was
just a good movie. I haven't seen that one in forever.
yeah, and it was good, and it's definitely one of those things where since I can remember, that is what we have done, and I don't
Wow.
think there's been a single year that I've missed it.
Man.
Good choice. All right, Ryan.
Oh man, there's so many. Because this was really tough to try to pick my favorite. Those claymation ones. There's like I remember a lot of those as a kid. There was the one that told us the tale of Santa Claus, like growing from it when he was a baby, and then there's. Oh man, there was
The Year Without a Santa Claus?
The one that showed Jack Frost and the what's the other guy, the Flame Meister. So
Yeah, that's the Year Without a Santa Claus.
Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah, it's got Heat Miser and
Heat Miser. That's right.
That's another good one.
Those, man, I remember those as a kid. I can like look back and like some of the songs from them were definitely memorable for me.
Yeah, they gotta go argue with Mother Nature to get them to.
I just like looking through Christmas movies real quick to remind myself to make sure I'm happy with 8 Crazy Nights.
So-
and I totally forgot there is one that I have to say is my favorite because
Yeah?
it definitely is. It's Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, I haven't
That
seen
is
that one.
definitely my favorite Christmas film of all time.
I think
that's
that's on
such-
our family list to watch this season.
That's one of those. Well, have you watched it, Zach?
I have not.
That film goes above and beyond to be like it's got Tim Allen plays like Mr. Crank from it, and basically his daughter's like going away. She's going away. I think she's going to Peru, and like he thinks like this is the first time we don't have any kids at the house. I'm not celebrating Christmas. And like you slowly throughout the film, you just find out like this whole town is so interested in what they're doing for Christmas. And like it's like a cult. Like they're cult leaders. Dan Aykroyd's in it.
Oh, really?
And at one point, he like shows up to Tim Allen's house, and he's just like, "Are you gonna hang Frosty up?" Everyone does it, and they put Frosty the Snowman, this like sculpture of him, on top of their houses on like this on the roof next to the chimney for Santa Claus, and they all do it. He's like handing out flyers, and they are making such a big deal that he's not hanging Frosty up. Like the town, they're like, "Are you gonna buy a Christmas tree from us?" And he's just like, "Well, we're not." And Tim Allen also acts like the biggest jerkwad, like towards everyone about it. They're like this, like dad and his kid who sell Christmas trees, like, we picked a nice one out for you. And the dad's like, "Are you?" And the kid just looks like, "Are you gonna buy one from us?" And he goes, and just Tim, the meanest and most condescending way, just looks at this kid like, "We're not having Christmas this year. We're going on a cruise."
Incredible.
His neighbor and him like have like a big fight. Like there's so many little like plot threads in this film that this film looks like it was going everywhere, and they just kept throwing plot because they weren't running out of ideas of what they wanted this film to look like. Like at one point in the film, Tim has like surprised his wife that they're gonna go away on a cruise. They like stopped to go get like chocolates from like a butcher place, I guess.
Hold on, they stopped to get chocolates from a butcher.
Yeah, and so like she's eating chocolate and white chocolate, and it's like pouring down rain where they are. Like he gets out and he goes into the butcher shop. This is a like 15-minute scene that takes way too long and should not exist. But it's like the editor's like, this scene's funny, let's keep it in. But like he runs in this like downpouring rain past the Santa Claus that's selling umbrellas. Like he walks in, he comes back out to like sit in his car, and his wife looks at him, and the only thing she says to him is like, "You forgot the chocolates." And he didn't give it for one thing and didn't bring it back.
Oh my God. I need to watch this.
He like looks at her. He's just like, "Sorry, I wasn't thinking of the chocolate in the downpouring rain." So she's like, "Well, I can't do anything without that chocolate." And he's like, "Are you serious?" He has to go back, and he runs back in, and he passes the Santa Claus. He's like, "Looks like you need an umbrella." He's just like, "Nah, I'm only need to get some chocolate for my wife." And he just runs by. It's like, yeah, it's like
incredible.
That's
good.
happens.
That's funny.
His daughter, like at the last minute, where this film becomes a full-on Christmas film, is the last minute. His daughter calls, and this is the last like 20 minutes of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Daughter calls and says she's gonna be home for Christmas after all. So now he has to cancel his all plans, and the whole town, even though they've all circled him to get him off the roof because him and Frosty fell off the roof as a typical like Christmas film. And he says, "We're not going to be able to get Christmas ready in time for when she comes home." And Dad Aykroyd is like, "All right, town, let's go." Class. They all come together to have a Christmas party and celebrate Christmas for this daughter to come. And she comes home, and she apparently is getting married. That's another plot thread. She met someone in Peru in the last week, and she's going to go marry them. I'm telling you, man, there's so many things in that film.
Man.
I can't remember what her name is. In Halloween, she plays Lori in Halloween.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she's the wife.
Yeah.
And at like one point, Tim gives her like a bathing suit, and they go to the mall, which has a tanning salon, to get tanned for their cruise. And she comes out, and the bikini is like very like thin and tight, like shows a lot more Jamie Lee Curtis in her like late time than you probably wanted to see. Like she's standing in the middle of the thing to tell them like, "I can't get into the tanning bed," and like their local priest happens to just walk by.
Oh my
and he
God.
just says to her whatever her name is, and she's just like covered herself up, and just Tim walks out like in a Speedo, and they're on the front page of the newspaper.
Oh
from
my
this.
God.
This whole town follows them. That's why it's my favorite Christmas film. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's really good.
I have some honorable mentions. I don't know if anyone else does for Christmas
do.
movies.
I do.
Mine are White Christmas, starring Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby. Just a classic Christmas movie. Have you ever heard of it?
Yeah, we watched it. We didn't like it.
Really?
Rob and I
Oh my
didn't
God,
like
it's
it.
such a good movie, and you're wrong. Zach, you like it, right?
Which one?
White Christmas, Bing
I don't
Crosby.
think I've seen it.
Really good. Highly recommended. Don't listen to Ryan. And then obviously we've talked about it already, so we don't have to go into it too much. How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yeah.
The first two. Screw the Illumination one.
My honorable mentions are The Night Before, which is the film where Seth Rogen takes his friend who's having cancer. Is like his last Christmas, and he wants to throw him the biggest. That's a really funny film. And then the other one's kind of newer too. I think it came out in 2019, but Rob and I just happened to watch it. It was called Noel, and it's got Bill Hader and Anna Kendrick in it.
Okay.
And Anna Kendrick plays Noel, and then Bill plays her brother, and they're Santa's children. Well, Santa dies.
Yikes.
He like just ran. They just show him off and dies. And
Great.
Bill Hader has to become Santa Claus, but he can't. He doesn't have any of the magical gifts, but she does. And like it's the first film that they changed the. In the end, it ends up being like Noelle becomes Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And like it's the first. She's a female Santa Claus, but it was like the first film where they had a female Santa Claus. Where I was like, okay, that's not handing it.
She's your cat's getting up.
It's not 5 o'clock, so they don't know what she's doing. She'll be fine. If anything breaks or shatters, we know what happened.
Yeah.
But she becomes like the first female Santa Claus, and the way they did it was not like all the other because it was a Disney film. At that point, when I saw what was happening, I was like, this is gonna be like real, like in your face, like see women can do whatever you want. But now the film,
Yeah.
like they made it make sense. Like, yeah, because the whole time you're like, yeah, I totally would rather her be Santa Claus. Bill Hader wants to be a yoga instructor. He doesn't want to be Santa Claus. Like, she knows what kids like. It was just a real believable version of it, and I liked her as.
Maybe we'll have to check it out.
That's a really good
It's on
film.
Disney Plus.
Yes.
Okay. I have another one I forgot. Krampus is another honorable mention for me.
See, this is
a
what
fun
I'm
horror
confused.
movie.
What makes a film a Christmas film?
Takes place on Christmas.
Is that the only thing?
I mean, I think it has to be a driving part of the plot.
Yeah, Christmas has to be the purpose of the movie.
It has to have something to do. If you took Christmas and Christmas time out of the movie, if the plot doesn't make sense, it's a Christmas movie.
Okay. All right. Well, that kind of helps my confusion on the Die Hard thing.
So, like,
anyway.
I know it does, and that's what I was going to use because we got to get into that still. So, Zach, honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions. Okay, I actually have a lot. So we got the Little Drummer Boy.
Okay,
Which
the
is good.
claymation one.
Yeah, to be honest with you, all my honorable mentions are the claymations.
Okay,
Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That's the one with the redheaded Santa that
origin
starts out
origin
as a baby and
Yeah, so Santa Claus is Coming to Town is
is that the one that has the musical number where they're like singing about how you got to run before you or walk
Yes.
before you can
Yep.
run or whatever it is?
Yep.
Okay,
You put one foot in front of the other, and
That's
soon
it.
you'll be walking out the door.
yeah, that one.
Yeah, The Year Without Santa Claus, which I mentioned before.
Yep.
No, that one's no good. Sorry. There's the whole list. I'm trying to find it. Oh, Nestor the Long-Eared Donkey.
I don't remember that one.
I don't either.
So it's Nestor. It's the donkey that takes Mary and Joseph to
Oh,
Bethlehem.
I don't. Remember
So they needed a donkey, and they gave him the long-eared
yes, I
donkey
do. I do remember that one.
because they didn't think the long-eared donkey was worth anything. But it turns out that long-eared donkey brought Christ to us.
But that also has the Little Drummer Boy in it, doesn't it? Doesn't that film?
they all those movies tend to connect.
Yeah, they do tend
That's
to
what-
connect.
okay.
You see him in the background, kind of deal.
Okay.
They have there's 4 on this list with different Rudolph spin-offs. And then I think the one that I mentioned before was The Night We Saved Christmas.
Yeah.
Which was some of the older ones. Some of the older ones are really good. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions.
Which was the claymation one with Burgermeister Burger?
I do believe that's the Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay.
Because he's the one that gets rid of all of the toys in town.
That's right.
It's weird that we finally found you're an expert in something, and it turns out you're the Christmas claymations. You're an expert.
Oh,
So-
well, that comes from my dad. My dad has, over the years, acquired every plush toy relative to Christmas. He has
wow.
he has the entire Rudolph cast, and every year puts it out.
Wow.
And it took him years to find it because, for the longest time, he couldn't find an Abominable Snowman. He finally found a year where they had an Abominable Snowman. He went and bought it. He's got Unicorn Cornelius. He's got the deers, or the reindeers. He's got.
I was about to
Santa.
call him a
He's
nerd,
got-
then I realized I have every Star
Yeah.
Wars toy.
You have no room to talk.
Yeah, no. That is also the reason why I listen to a Jimmy Buffett Christmas every year.
No.
Okay.
You actually want to know something crazy? So I got it for Robin. I got her that White Christmas by
Yeah.
Bing Crosby. I actually got the original album sitting over there with his signature on it.
Nice.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, here, I'll show it to you. Go ahead and talk, and I'll grab it.
I have another movie, and I don't remember what it's called, and I don't even know if it was a movie. It might have just been a short film, but it's an animated in the old Disney style of animation. And it's this old dude. There's this orphanage or something, and they don't have any toys or something. Okay, yeah, I know this album. Yeah,
That's so that's Robin's like favorite.
that is a great album.
That's like a big album for her because her grandfather and them used
So
to
Merry
like play
Christmas
it
by
all
Bing
the
Crosby.
time.
Yeah.
She they used to play it all the time, so she wanted it for a very long. And I found it on Amazon for like $40. So
Nice.
got it.
Awesome.
The thing with like the signature, I don't know if that's just a printed thing. It looks like an actual Sharpie, and it looks like it's his actual signature. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to be like that's actually he signed this.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
I'm not willing to say that. I just thought it was like
Well, next time there's a one of those they come through town every once in a while. They do people that look at that kind of stuff to determine whether or not
Appraisers.
it's real. Oh, yeah, they do the appraisals. I take to go
Yeah.
see if it's true.
maybe. I don't know. I was like $40. Cool.
But yeah, I forget what all the circumstances in this movie are, but this dude, this orphanage doesn't have any toys for Christmas, and so this dude goes into like the kitchen or whatever and fashions all these toys for these kids. And it's short from what I remember, but I don't remember anything else about it. But I remember watching it a lot when I was a
Change
kid.
one important detail, and that becomes a horror film.
Yeah, it does.
comes a horror.
So
film.
now what?
So now what?
What's next in your
Okay, so
itinerary?
I wrote-
We're already over an hour, by the way.
Well, this is the Christmas special, so I expected it was going to
I
be.
just want to let you know.
I mean, if you
we can let it go.
hey,
a
we
little
can
longer.
stop whenever you want to stop. Whenever
And just
you're-
like last week, I think the first 10 minutes are going to be cut. So we got
Some
some
of
time.
it is.
what did I say? Because there's two other things. Oh, favorite Christmas memory from entertainment wise.
I think it is just watching White
Just like
Christmas, or
the
not
Christmas-
White Christmas.
But is there like
Wonderful Life.
Like, is there a time or something like in your memory, like one time out of all the times you've sat and watched movies with like your family and stuff that you can remember? It was like a cherished Christmas memory.
We kind of do the same thing every year, which is watching this movie. Which on Christmas Eve it actually changed this year. Christmas Eve it would be we would go to mass, then we would get home, and we would have our traditional Christmas Eve dinner, which was cheese and shrimp with cocktail sauce,
All right.
because it's just easy to put together. You don't have to cook anything.
I like where this is going.
Then we would decorate the tree, and then we would all exchange presents.
On Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which that's the part that changed. We did that in November, right after Thanksgiving. But so, and then we would all exchange our
What do you mean?
gifts.
Wait.
The tree would go up, but then we wouldn't put ornaments and stuff like that.
I
gonna say,
thought
take-
you meant like you did the gifts and stuff like over Thanksgiving. I was like,
Yeah, I
so
did the
why do
same
you
thing.
want?
No, we then.
Well, the reason you said about this cup, you're like, I asked for this new cup for Christmas. Like you didn't know. I was like, well, you already did your gifts. You didn't get one.
yeah, no, we do that on Christmas Eve, and then after that we watch a movie or two, and we always end with "It's a Wonderful Life."
Wow.
And then after that is when Santa comes out and puts all the gifts out. But we don't have to worry. We don't have to stay up until 2 a.m. this year because I think everyone in the house kind of knows what's going on at this point.
Everybody knows that Santa Claus is not real, huh?
Hold on, I didn't say that.
Sandy Claus.
I didn't say that. But yeah.
Scrooge here.
So it's just every year is that's our entertainment and memories of it for me.
Wow. What about you?
I don't
Zach.
have the authority, but get off this podcast.
What?
He is real and he is coming.
Okay.
And you're on the naughty list.
Oh, well, I've been on that list for a very long time.
Don't worry, there'll be some magical Christmas spirit that will come to you Christmas night and let you know.
No.
Yeah.
But okay. Whatever. So you got a happy
Three
happy
ghosts are
Christmas.
visiting. 3 spirits are going to visit Ryan tomorrow night.
I'm not Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, I'd have to say I'm going to say my old house, but this was 3 houses ago for my family. We had a basement that was built out that my dad had kind of made his own space. That also had a hole in the wall because one of his buddies came home drunk and put his head through the wall,
Oh,
which was funny because he tried to cover it up with newspaper to hide it from my mom. And mom came down and went, "What's that?" And he went, "Nothing."
that's the Mets game.
It's priceless. But it's not like this hole was somewhere where like it could be easily hidden. Like it was like as soon as you came down the steps and turned to the right, it was there. Like there's no like
That's what
putting
you
a
do.
chair
You
near it.
figure out what was on the newspaper, and then when they ask what that is, like that's that article. You're just like,
So, but no, it was for Christmas. We would all go downstairs into that back room, and that was where we also had our tree downstairs. And
oh wow,
so,
nice. Go.
Ryan,
What?
yours.
I don't really have anything. I don't really
Why are you going to pose the question if you don't have an answer to it?
because I care because I wanted you guys. I want to know
Huh.
more about you. I
wonder
care
if that-
about you more than I care about myself. At
It's weird. And also,
All right.
I don't believe it.
Die Hard. What, you don't believe it?
No.
Hey man, you're the one that's gonna get famous first and leave us.
I don't
in the
think that's
dust.
true.
That's gonna happen.
but you don't know.
I like
so
how
that'd
much
be me.
faith. I do enjoy how much faith you have in me.
Everyone on the Discord chat agreed that they could see you doing it.
Mm,
Maybe Drew didn't, but Drew doesn't count as a vote. He's not a person.
Drew's a good friend to me.
Die Hard. The Die Hard theory.
Okay.
You seemed excited about this.
I did.
So you think it's a Christmas movie?
It absolutely is.
What about Zach? Do you think it's a Christmas movie?
It's obviously a Christmas movie.
Okay. Well, why? Go ahead and tell me why you think it's a Christmas movie.
I mean, it takes place on Christmas.
Okay.
And if it wasn't Christmas, the meaning of the story wouldn't be as impactful if it was just another regular day.
Why?
Plot couldn't have happened if it wasn't Christmas.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
that is
but
why John McClane is in LA is to go to this Christmas party with his wife, and the Germans attacked on that day because they knew security would be lighter because it was the Christmas party.
Yeah, but you could put that on any party. You can make that any
No,
holiday
no
party.
office does a party like that on any day other than Christmas.
But I mean, you could do that at. You could take the same plot of Die Hard could still happen. You just don't have to put Christmas in. In fact, I didn't even know Die Hard happened on Christmas for a long.
That's the whole start of the movie. Is they're going there for the Christmas party.
Yeah, but like it never really like occurred. Like the idea that it's a Christmas movie to me does sound stupid because I mean, if you go on the idea that as long as it takes place in Christmas, it makes it a Christmas movie. Sure, but
If
only the beginning and after through the whole movie, they never even seem to bring up the fact that it's really Christmas or there's not really much of a Christmassy between all these people being shot and dying.
it doesn't matter, the plot never would have started if it wasn't Christmas.
Yep.
Because even if they could have attacked on another day, the whole reason John McClane came was to be with his wife and kids on Christmas.
Okay, well, I understand that, but you could write that he was coming there for some other reason. Like, you don't have to put Christmas in there if you didn't want to. The fact that they just used Christmas as a plot point, but they could take Christmas out and replace it with anything else, and it could have still been
Not
possible.
really.
So I'm going to blow your mind here. And here's going to be my theory because I'm very big on narratives and how movies come through. The message of the story is that your responsibilities don't end just because it's Christmas. Just like Christ came down and took responsibility for you, you still have to take responsibility for others.
I'm just going to put
I think you're thinking of Easter.
This is the beginning.
a
Therefore,
wall between you and me right now.
This just
didn't
in, Ryan hates Christmas.
Wow.
Okay, but wouldn't it be weird if someone said to you, "Oh yeah, I'm flying to be with my wife and kids for Easter," or
No.
"I'm flying to be with my wife and kids for 4th of July"?
That wouldn't be really that weird for me.
Kind of would be.
I don't think so.
think it
Because
would.
the thing is, like, well, I mean,
Christmas is that time of year.
You guys all have like pretty close families,
Yeah.
but I would see that any holiday kind of would. You could fit any holiday. I mean, yeah, I'll go with the fact that not many businesses have parties for anything other than holidays, but they could have had a party for anything. Like, it didn't have to take place in Christmas.
Yeah, but everyone else is off on Christmas too, which is why he was able to fly out to be with them.
This is really hard for me to argue because I believe it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to like come up with arguments.
Because there's not a good argument that it's not. Is like, sure, they could have changed
Well,
stuff,
there's-
but they didn't, which makes it a Christmas movie.
A good argument that I would say is a good argument for it is the fact that the director says it wasn't a Christmas movie. The fact that it brought so much joy is what makes it a Christmas movie to him, but it wasn't supposed to be a Christmas movie.
Bruce Willis says it's not a Christmas movie; it's a Bruce Willis movie,
That's
which is a stupid take.
I mean, it's
Why
true,
can't
though.
it be both?
because Bruce Willis doesn't like Christmas.
well, Bruce Willis is wrong, and he made a great Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Fa la 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 la. Don we now our bright apparel. Fa la 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 la.
The due to the fact that this is an audio podcast, you guys missed the greatest like mind-turning face Matt has ever made while he tried to figure out what word he should put in
What
to
you should
replace.
with
I
that.
think I'd look at both of you guys and be like, "Should I replace this?"
He's like, it almost looked like you were looking for help. Like, please, someone save this. Like, I didn't realize where I was going.
No, I would have said it. Don, we now our gay apparel. Fa la 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 la.
So why? Let me ask you this: because you put the word "gay" in it, why did you change your voice to be weird like that? Why did you pick that voice?
Because I don't like singing with my normal voice.
But you
Canceled.
sang with a normal voice when
No, I
you
didn't.
put the happy in place of.
Don, we now our gay apparel.
See,
Fa la
see,
la la.
you can hear it. You can hear it because you put that word. Oh,
No.
because you put that word into it. You
All right,
made
you
it
sing
weird.
it.
You made it weird.
Hey, quit being gay.
See, even there, your voice, you made it weird.
Quit being gay.
See, now you're just trying to. It's so weird
Ryan.
for you to try to be real serious.
Ryan, quit being gay.
As Matt gently caresses Ryan's
I
head.
don't like the fact that you gave me sex eyes when you said that.
Hey, held your hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh man.
this is why. See, this is the moments when you need a video.
Don, we now are homosexual apparel. Fa la 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 la.
Matt just saved
But it's
all of his
not this-
politically incorrect speech for the last 2 minutes right before we go out for the end of year.
Oh, were you? No, did we bring up? Did I talk to you about the fact that remember the promise I made? It was 5,000, not 50,000.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You mentioned that in our group checks, but not on here.
Yeah. So correction.
5,000.
Dally made sure to tell me I was wrong.
At least we can count on him for that.
Yeah, he made.
We can count on him.
Well, you're here to hear, guys. Share us out. Where can they share us out at?
Oh,
Are we ending?
I guess. I guess we
How
are.
long has it we been going?
An hour and 10 minutes.
I guess this wasn't
I guess
such an
it's-
extended
No.
episode.
You got 10 more minutes and you're going to like it. You can find us www.popcultureunboxing.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Pop Culture Unboxing. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Ross VO. You can also find me on Twitch at Jan Jinkle and on YouTube at the same name. Ryan,
I'm being blinded by the
I
sun.
see that. I've been watching the sun just hitting right on your eyes for the last hour.
You can find me red steak. Stop. Tree, protect me. I'm using the Christmas tree to block out the sun.
you go.
Red steak Ryan, find me everywhere.
Little_leaf, L-I-E-F.
Why are we ending this already?
Twitter. I don't know, because Zach started it.
I don't know.
Zach's tired of this episode already.
No, I thought that was like the last point that we had. And also, I thought we were only going
Well,
an
I don't
hour.
know, man. Maybe if you two would write something for the show instead of just me being the writer, it'd be great. So why don't you come up with a Christmas thing to talk about? Okay, bye.
Dawn, we now are apparel.
Oh, that one's got to be cut.